Hi Carolina, how are you doing today?
Hi Esteban, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for asking. Welcome to episode number 3 of Online Hustlers. Happy to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Awesome, no problem. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get started in the internet marketing world? Tell us a little bit about your story. You're from Chile, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm from Chile in South America. I started online about, let's see, 2008, 8 years ago, and I was at my first job at the time. I didn't know much about what I wanted from life, or I didn't even know if I wanted to start my own business. But what happened was after I started my job, like a few months later, I started to feel this, like I started to feel trapped in my job, and I started looking for options. And I remember about 6 months after I started the job, one of my colleagues reached out to me and told me about a multi-level company and multi-level marketing company. And that's how I got started. It was very difficult at first. She had no idea what she was doing. My colleague, she had no idea how to do it. I had no idea. Nobody. They had, of course, they had the usual strategies that they teach you in MLM, which is making a list of friends and family and people that you ever met in your life and just reach out to them. So I did that for some time, and that didn't work very well. Of course, I only made I think I only made 2 sales in like 1 year, something like
Wow.
that.
Yeah, that's very little. It's tough.
Yeah, yeah. And the investment was about $1,000, and the commission was like $200, so not much.
Yeah.
And so, like a year later, about a year and a half later, I quit the MLM company. I told them, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I started doing social media a lot. Thanks to that experience, is that I got to know that social media was a very, very powerful tool. I was researching one day, trying to figure this out, and that's how I discovered Mike Dillard, Perry Belcher, Ryan Dice, Frank Kern, all these people.
Hmm.
And I started following them. And many of them were talking about branding yourself and attraction marketing, and that's how I got into Twitter and Facebook, really, and LinkedIn. I started leveraging those platforms and started to make a name for myself here in Chile and South America in general. And of course, thanks to that, in 2010, in mid 2010, I was able to finally quit my job, and I started doing social media consulting for companies locally and working with digital marketing agencies. So I was working with digital marketing companies here in Chile and brands and started making a name for myself. And a couple of years after that, of course, I was still always buying products and courses and trying affiliate marketing, and I still couldn't make it work. I was missing, I guess, some ingredient. And it wasn't until 2012 that I finally got results, the type of results that I was after, which was generating money strictly on the internet. Because when you're working as a consultant, especially locally, you have to go to meetings. So even if you're independent, it's still a lot of work, and it requires that you're physically there. And I was looking for something that would let me travel more and have more freedom. So I really wanted that to work. And then it was in 2012 that I got into Mobe, a company from Australia, and I started promoting their products and services, and finally made my first 100 online, and then my first 1,000 and 10,000 and 100,000 and half a million. And
And
that's
from
where,
there, it just kept growing and growing and
and
growing.
yeah, and then I started to expand. I said to myself, well, with my own, with all the experience that I have in social media and marketing that I've been learning for 8 years.
Yeah.
I think I have the results. I have results to back up what I know. So I started my own programs, my own coaching programs in Spanish and English. So It's also been very nice. And I've been also expanding into a few other business models. I guess we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah. Awesome. And actually, you're now traveling a lot, right? You travel. I've seen you travel a lot, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I travel a lot. I go to a lot of events. I try to make most of my travels profitable, but of course, I also travel for the sake of it because I really enjoy it. I love going to concerts. I love seeing different places. So I love traveling.
Awesome. And so, where are you right now? What are you working on? What's business for you right now?
What do you mean where? Physically where or what type of
No.
business?
What are you working on right now, as in business?
Well, right now I'm still working with Mob, and besides Mob, I've been doing my own masterminds, and I recently started a coaching program in Spanish for the Latin community. Because I've been doing a lot of internet marketing and consulting and coaching in English for a while,
Yeah.
and I figured, well, I could probably help people in my own language too. So I started a coaching program, and I'm also doing some CPA marketing. I partner with a friend, CPA cost per action, where it's kind of similar to affiliate marketing, but it has a lot of differences where you don't have to build a team, you don't have to buy a product, you just send traffic, traffic, traffic. So it's important to be really good at traffic. So that's why I teamed up with somebody who's really good at it. And what else am I doing? I'm also looking into, well, not just looking into it, I'm about to launch a product, an e-commerce product on Amazon as well, which is another very interesting business model. So yeah, I've been doing all kinds of things and yeah, trying to expand a little bit.
Yeah.
What I do. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. And so you've been a full-time marketer for what, 6 years now?
Full time, yeah, full time since 2012, 2011,
Yeah.
but really got really good results after 2012. So yeah, about 5 years I've been doing this full time. Before it was more of a part-time thing. I was not very confident that it would work. So
Yeah. And I think that's something that's really important for people who are doing this, self-confidence, because being in control of your own time, it's like, I think it's one of the hardest things for people, because it's easy to get distracted, it's easy to start
very distracted. Yeah.
yeah, and to waste time on stuff that's really not important for the business, like Facebook, YouTube, learning. I think that's one of the most important things, like staying accountable on the right activities that are gonna bring you the results without anybody else telling you, like, you have to do this. If you don't do it, then you won't make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this from your experience? Have you had any like trouble from this while transferring from being at your job, where you were told like what to do and what was expected, like from having the freedom to decide what you are gonna do for your own business?
Yeah, that's probably one of the hardest things about being an entrepreneur is self-discipline. And I am not a master at, if I were a master at self-discipline, I would be much farther than where I am right now. I would be a lot more successful. But I have to say I do have at least the minimum, or I wouldn't be here. So being able to tell yourself what to do and actually do it without having someone else, because you can hire a team, you can hire people to tell you what to do, but still there's no thread really.
Yeah.
If you're in a comfort zone, there's no threat except the one that you make for yourself. I mean, you have to give yourself that fear that, hey, you know what, if I keep resting in my laurels, I'm going to start moving backwards. So you need to always have focus in your vision. And of course, having mentors and investing in yourself helps, because then you have more reasons to take action, because you've invested money, you've invested time. There are other people who are there to help you. So being all alone and not investing in mentors is probably one of the things that I didn't do very well at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's really crucial to have other people to keep you accountable. But as long as I mean, it won't work if you don't have that for yourself, if you don't give yourself a good reason to be accountable to yourself.
Yeah. Awesome. And so for 5 years you've been working full time online. What do you think are some of the most important accomplishments you've been able to achieve due to this?
Well, one of the things I'm really proud of is being able to help other people. Because I've seen, I mean, thanks to what I've been learning and the results I've had, that has inspired other people. So I've helped people indirectly, people who have seen my content, my videos, my trainings, and then they get some kind of result or even an aha moment. And that's already for me a big accomplishment. And then, you know, people reaching out to me and asking for help because they see that I'm not phony and I try to let my honesty come through everything that I do. Whereas there are people who don't do that. Like you watch their videos and they don't believe them. Mm-hmm. So that's an accomplishment for me. That the fact that people actually see what I want them to see. You know, that hey, I'm honest and transparent. That's one thing. And of course, a big accomplishment is also being able to live from this and live comfortably from this, and being able to help my family, being able to do things that I wouldn't be able to ever do if I had a job. Like if I want to go to a seminar tomorrow, I can do it. Probably wouldn't, but I could. And of course, it's been really important.
Awesome. So obviously you've made a lot of mistakes along the way, as many entrepreneurs. We're always making mistakes when we do things that we are new at. What are some of the top 3 mistakes you've made that if someone had, let's say, told you about them, maybe guided you or mentored you, that you would have avoided, that you think really caused you like to stop you from achieving success faster?
Yeah. What I was just saying about investing in mentors and taking more courses and really just investing in yourself. That's one thing that's probably one mistake I made at the very beginning, was not investing enough in myself, being afraid of investing. And that's one of the differences that Mob made for me, was having a coach, having somebody, a community to help you. When you're all alone trying to promote affiliate products without a community or without anybody really telling you what to do or how to do it, it's a lot more difficult. Another mistake I've made, and I still make it sometimes, is not investing enough in traffic. At the beginning, it's very scary. Like at the very beginning, the first time I seriously invested in traffic was in 2012. I spent about $700 on Bing ads. And I was really desperate to get results, and I was freaking out because I saw my credit card, $700 to Bing and no sales. Yeah. But luckily, like a couple days after that, I got my first couple sales, and then I got the money back. And since then, I've been, working on that fear because, sometimes I still get a bit afraid because you never know. I mean, if you're really good at traffic and if you really master it and you know what you're doing, it's not a lottery. You know what you're going to get back if you know the conversions of your funnel, if you know the offer is good, you'll get it back. Yeah. You're still afraid. There's still that little factor of what if nobody buys, So that's one mistake. And also not realizing that the only result from traffic isn't just making a sale, but also being able to build your list, building your following on Facebook or Twitter. So that also counts as an investment in traffic, because those people building that list and getting those followers and those fans, those people will eventually buy from you if you continue to add value. So that's definitely a mistake you don't want to make if you're watching this interview, is to not be afraid of investing in traffic. Just go ahead and do it. Of course, know your limits. You must have them, yes. But don't be afraid, because there's no free traffic. Some people are always asking, okay, what are some free traffic strategies? Yeah, sure, you can do social media all day and spam Facebook groups all day. but that's not sustainable. That's not scalable.
Yeah.
It's annoying. It damages your brand, damages a lot of things that are is that a word? Unrepairable. Well, you cannot repair
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with the traffic. Well, with everything you said, but I really resonate with the traffic stuff because I remember my first ad. I think it was on Bing, and I was like, so I was so scared. It was like for me a lot of money, and I was like, what if I don't make any sales or I don't get this back? But I think the problem with this and most people who start in traffic is that they have the wrong mindset because you have to like realize that once you understand traffic, whatever you're mastering, whatever source, it's like a skill that you can use to make money literally forever because it's no very few people know traffic, and if you know traffic, it's like having a physical store and just pouring people all day long in, and if you know what's selling, how to make something work eventually, then you know that maybe at the beginning you're gonna be breaking even or losing money, but it's just getting data to later make a whole lot of money. But I think the main problem is that people, their feelings get in the way. It happens to me as well because you're just seeing the numbers and everything's just like, let's say online, and you can't really touch anything, so it's like kind of, I don't know, scary. But I think people should just like adapt the mindset that they should, I don't know, set up a monthly budget and spend it all, invest it all as a way of learning, even if they don't make any money. Obviously, they're gonna make money in return, maybe a little bit at the beginning, and more once they get better. But it's like, I think, in my opinion, mastering the skill, because once you do it, then you can make as much money as you want in whatever business model you're in, because traffic is just finding the right people to see what you have to offer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if you're doing it right, I mean, you can waste a lot of money in traffic if you have no idea what you're doing and you're sending the wrong message to the wrong people, and then people wonder why they're not getting sales, and they're not, they're just not doing it right. But then if you master that skill, I mean, it's a great skill along with selling.
Exactly.
If you can send traffic and if you know how to sell, then you can do anything. So.
Yeah, I agree. And so, well, this question goes a little bit with the 3 mistakes you've made. But what are 3 tips that you would give people who are starting out or are not getting the results they want yet, that they can start applying like as soon as they finish the interview, so they can start seeing some results?
Well, the first thing, which I wasn't doing at the beginning, is build your list. It's true when they say the money is in the list, it is in the list. So if you're not building the list, that's the first thing you need to do. Even if you're not making sales at the beginning, focus on creating value, creating, having your website, a blog where you can post content every day, even if you don't have enough money for traffic or whatever. That will start building your credibility in your list. And then, of course, there are a bunch of free offers you can give people. So another thing would be to start creating your own lead magnet, which you can then promote on Facebook, for example. If you can write a simple report, create a PDF report on anything that you've learned. For example, people are always wondering, I don't know what to write about. I don't have enough knowledge. I don't know. They start giving themselves this, story. They tell themselves this unreal story that they're not enough, that they don't know enough, that nobody will care about downloading their ebook or whatever, and they have no idea because they haven't even done it. So that's another thing to do is creating your own lead magnet. It could be a video series, it could be an ebook. Let's say you went to a seminar this month and you learned a few things. You can just put together a list of takeaways you got from that seminar and turn it into a free 10-page report that you can give away in exchange of people's email address. And then, of course, if you're an affiliate marketer and you're promoting an affiliate marketing offer, you can always put an opt-in page in front of the sales page, and then having all the people who opt in go into your list so you can follow up with them. And third tip would be exactly that, following up with people. A lot of people just send, for example, solo ads, which I don't recommend, but sometimes you can get lucky with them. But you're not going to get lucky with with a solo ad or any type of traffic for the most part if you don't follow up with those leads. And that's either emailing them every day or organizing a free training for them, like a free webinar for them, um, getting on the phone with them. I mean, at the end of the day, people have this fairy tale idea in their head that an internet business doesn't require any work or whatever. And that's not how it is, especially when you're getting started. You have to put in some work. You need to talk to some people. If you're afraid of the phone, of cold calling, that's okay. You don't have to cold call anyone if you're doing the other things right. If you're building your list, if you have a lead magnet and you just tell people, hey, I'm giving away 15-minute calls with me, you get people to fill out a form and they're basically signing up to talk to you. So that's not cold calling. So there's nothing to be afraid of there. People are raising their hand, they want to talk to you.
Yeah.
So it's a much better position to be in than being handed a list of phone numbers and hey, call them. See, I couldn't do that. And I used to work in human resources, so I had to call people to offer them jobs, and I really hated it. Some people were not interested in another job; they already had a job, so it's not fun to do cold calling. The good thing is you don't even need to do it if you do things right. You know, if you brand yourself, you position yourself, you add value, and use social media wisely. That's another thing I have to recommend. I see so many people just posting random. I mean, I have a Facebook group with about 1,000 people, and almost every day I accept a couple new members. Mm-hmm. First thing they do is they just post some stupid link, and I know it's an automated that they post on every single group. So then what do? I go and I ban them. So what are they? They're ruining their reputation. Facebook will eventually ban them because they're getting banned from everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just, don't do that. If you're going to use social media, add value to people. If you're going to go on a Facebook group and post something, make it an article that you read and you found interesting, or an article that you wrote, and not just an affiliate link, because it doesn't work like that. You're there to make friends. You're there to build relationships with people. They will buy from you once you build the trust. Mm-hmm. Once you've deposited trust, and value, then you can take something out of them, but not before. Otherwise your numbers are red in your bank account.
Yeah, I think I read that in a book. I don't know if you did that. It was that before you get something out of someone, you first have to give them so they can then give you back.
I heard that from Ryan Dice. I went to the Traffic and Conversion Summit. It made so much sense when he said that. He said, if you want to brand yourself, branding means you make a deposit into somebody's relationship account, so to speak. Yeah. So that means first you add value to your account with those people that you want to add value to your audience. Mm-hmm. So you cannot pretend that you're going to go to these people and try to make a sale immediately, try to make a withdrawal from an account where you haven't put anything in. So first you make those deposits, you add that value, and then you can make a withdrawal because there are funds in the account. People have seen that you're valuable and they have seen what you can deliver. So now if you want to charge them, some of them will be interested in paying you. So
awesome tips. I definitely agree, because I think it's about it's summed up in doing social media, just being smart about it, and seeing the big picture, because most people, when they get started, at least myself as well included, we tend to want fast results because we are excited, we want money fast, and we want fast results. So we try to take a shortcut, and that shortcut eventually makes it the long way, because then you have to make a lot of mistakes and see that what you're doing doesn't work, and then find the way that does work. And but if you see the big picture, it's really simple. When there's someone who knows who you are, who likes you, who trusts you and believes in you, then if you offer them something in exchange for their money, obviously some of them are going to give you the money. But if they don't know who you are, if they don't trust you, if they think you're a scammer or whatever, obviously they're not going to give you any money. So it's like pretty simple. Like you say, deliver value. What's value? Can be videos, can be blog posts, articles, whatever. Yeah. So people get to trust you, and then like you said, once the account is funded, then you can start making withdrawals from it. And I think another really cool thing that I resonate with that you said at the beginning is that sometimes, actually most of the times, the main person limiting yourself is your own mind, because you think you're maybe are not valuable enough, that you don't know what to write about, whatever. But that are just like invented excuses that you give yourself, and it's easy to get trapped into them. But you have to realize that you do have value, and if you don't know much about something, you can still go learn, and then you're gonna be able to give value to others.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. People don't really understand that their experiences, what they've been through, what they know is unique. So you already have something unique to give to other people, and even if there are other people who are successful out there, the same niche that you are in, you think, well, if there are all these other successful people, why would anybody buy from me? Well, if they are making a lot of sales, that means there is a lot of demand, and it's very likely that they cannot cover all of the demand.
Yeah.
The entire world would be just one up, and that's not how it works, right? So something else I was reading in a Grant Cardone book, he said that like really successful entrepreneurs, they don't really care about competition. They really care about what they're doing. They care about dominating what their niche and their market. And they're not worried all the time about competition, because that only makes you feel, it usually brings you bad feelings. And you need to, just have confidence in yourself and being, increasing your value daily. Yeah. Read books, go to seminars, talk to other successful people, and that's how you're going to get ideas for your own content. That's how you're going to make your own value rise, and then your prices will rise, and so on. That's how it works. There's no push button system.
Yeah, and I agree, because I think most people, at least when they are new, they don't realize that people who are successful are exactly the same as they are. They just have failed more times and they have more knowledge than them. I don't know if this happened to you, but like, for example, when I first got to a live event, I saw the people and they were like really normal people, and sometimes we just tend to think that they are super special or super smart or whatever, and they are normal people who just have put in the work and been consistent just the same as you. So it like makes you realize that you're the same as them. You just have to learn, do the same things that they are doing, and you're gonna be on the same situation.
Yeah, exactly. Like, everybody has been through failure, so that's it. Just keep going.
Yeah. So if you had to start all over again, if you like someone took everything from you, but you still had the knowledge you have right now, what would you do to get where you are at right now the fastest way possible?
I would probably do some of the same things I've already done, but I would do them faster. I would create more content. I would create more videos. I would not be so scared of creating my own product. At the very beginning, I was scared of that. Like back in 2010, I had an idea for a product, and I was afraid of doing it because I didn't have enough confidence. So now I know that there will always be people who will be interested in what you have to do at different scales. Of course, some people have hundreds of thousands of people interested. Some people have a few hundred, but at the end of the day, you can start from there and build up. So now I know how much control I have, and there's no one else who can control what I can do except me. So knowing that, just going out there, creating your own products, your own services, and then of course building relationships. Building relationships with people has really helped me. Like, not just because I can get good advice from them, but also you can JV with them, and then you can make really good friends and eventually build something together. So that's what I would do. I would really just move a lot faster, create a lot more content, and whatever money I would make, I would invest it back into more traffic, back into the business.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great, great advice, Carolina. Where can people contact you or get to know more information about you?
Well, I have two main websites, one in Spanish and one in English.
All right.
Hopefully, we'll put the links here in
The
the
description.
exactly. One is carolinamillan.net and the other one is carolinamillan.com. So .net is in English and .com is in Spanish. And those are my websites, my blogs. That's where I don't blog every day, so don't be surprised. I'm not an avid blogger. I really like blogging when I have something really cool to share.
Yeah.
But I do admit that blogging is still a really, really good strategy to bring traffic and build your brand. So that's why it's really important that the content that you add is good. So I'm not the type of person to just blog just to fill the blog. It has to be useful.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, this is my website. So on both websites I have contact forms. If anybody wants to get in touch with me, I usually reply to my own contact forms. So yeah, and of course, well, you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook. I'll give you the links too.
Yeah, I'll post the links in the description.
Yes.
Awesome, Carolina. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate your time. Lots of valuable tips. I'm sure everyone watching this interview, if they apply it and take action, obviously, as we say, then they're gonna get amazing results. But thanks again. Have a great day. One of the few internet marketers, well, the only internet marketer woman I know from Chile. there are only a few in Central America. Well, in America.
There are a few Latin American girls, women that are standing out, but definitely not that many, especially not in the English-speaking world. They usually the Latin American people, they just do things in Spanish and just weird.
Yeah, I agree. Awesome. Thanks a lot, Carolina. Again, I appreciate your time and see you on the next one.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.